Hey guys, this is Gerry, yours reporting for Kids First. Today, we're reviewing the film Jason Bourne. This film is an epic and very intense action film that has a wonderful soundtrack, very emotional acting, and it is so intense. The story starts when Jason Bourne, who's kind of living off the grid and is just trying to do his living from fighting boxing matches, which is always winning, starts having to go back onto the grid because a friend of his, an old friend, comes back and she tells him that she stole a whole bunch of content from the CIA and now that she needs his help to get it out in the open to expose what the CIA is doing. Now, this is a pretty big deal, and of course, Jason Bourne goes back into the normal world, and now the CIA is alerted, and this huge chase goes on for him, and it is just so intense, so epic, and I loved every single bit of it. Now, this story may sound a little confusing. That's because it is if you don't know the story of Jason Bourne, just the concept of the character. Although the film does a very well job of explaining it, you don't need to watch every film that they made about it and every book they wrote about it, but it's good to know about the character, just the plot of the story. Now, my favorite scene would definitely be this epic motorcycle chase towards the beginning of the film. He and his friend are trying to escape Greece. The problem is the CIA is after him. That's not the only problem. There's a lot of riots and a lot of protests that are getting extremely violent, and there's a lot of gridlocks and police. Greece is in a state of emergency in this scene, so they kind of have a hard time trying to maneuver through, but it's so epic, so intense, and it throws you right into the action of the film just in the beginning, which I absolutely love. And the music definitely helped a lot to make the scene even more intense. Now, although this film is spectacular, I do have a few critiques. Soundtrack is great for so many scenes, but not every single film in this scene is that dramatic and intense and action-packed. There are a few scenes where they're just talking about what's going on, and the music is a little pushed and a little too much, and that definitely does not suit those scenes, so that was not a good call, as well as the fact that during the action scenes, during the fight scenes especially, there's a lot of cinematography that's rapid moving, shaking, typically what you see in action films, but much more, and honestly, I felt a little dizzy after a while, and it was hard to tell what's going on. Otherwise, the film did a spectacular job because the acting was stupendous. There's names like Damon, who plays Jason Bourne, and of course, he did fantastic, and everybody in the cast just played their emotions so well, made their characters really come to life, and I enjoyed this film so much, and it was so entertaining and kept me on the edge of my seat throughout the whole film. Now, this film is definitely pretty mature. I wouldn't recommend it for young kids. I'd have to give it an age rating of 12 to 18. I also definitely give it 4 out of 5 stars because although there are some minor problems, like the action scenes are a little too jumpy with their camera movement, and also the soundtrack's a little too pushy, not meant for some scenes, it is still a fantastic action movie that is so intense with wonderful acting, a beautiful soundtrack, and a very intense story as well. If you'd like to see this film, it's in theaters near you now. I'm Gerry reporting for Kids First. Bye!